A budget airline goes bust, leaving passengers stranded. What this means for the cost of your next vacation. And a new traffic pattern is causing confusion for drivers. We'll show you how a local road project is impacting two neighborhoods differently. Plus, a cruise ship vacation turns deadly after a suspected virus outbreak. Where the stranded ship is headed for help. Headed for help next. And we thank you for joining us. I'm Drew Bishop. Clara's off tonight. Well, after 34 years of yellow planes and cheap flights, Spirit Airlines is shutting down. And whether you had a flight with them, another airline, or you plan to fly at all this year, here's how it'll affect you. If you have an upcoming flight with Spirit, act now, not later. You can rebook with another airline. Delta, JetBlue, United, and Southwest are capping prices for Spirit passengers. They're expected to be $200 for a one-way ticket. You need to provide your Spirit confirmation number and proof of payment. If you want a refund, Spirit says it will automatically reimburse tickets bought with a debit or credit card. If you book through a travel agent, contact the agency directly. Now to the really bad news. Even if you never use Spirit to fly, you could be impacted too. The airlines represented 2% of domestic flights this summer, and without them, everyone will likely see higher flight prices. Experts warn that between higher fuel prices and the removal of low-cost competition, major airlines can get away with higher fares. It's estimated that 360 flights and 60,000 passengers a day could be impacted by Spirit's shutdown in just the next month.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and it's a tale of two sides of the road for the Yorktown construction. And while some are seeing relief, others are seeing potential problems.
The city recently announced a lane switch for the Yorktown Boulevard project. The work has turned a giant hole in the ground into a two-lane road. But the new traffic pattern is causing confusion. Drivers are detouring through the Rancho Vista neighborhood to get to their destinations. People living there say those drivers are speeding.
There's a lot of detours that are happening, and it seems that there might be a little bit of confusion on which lanes are open, which ones are closed, and so we see a lot more activity within the neighborhood. Maybe it's confusion.
But just down the road, another neighborhood is catching a break. Airline Estates went from one way in and out to fully open on both sides. The new access is helping parents navigate the morning school drop-off.
And thank you for that report, Jacob. Well, now we turn our eyes to the sky for our weather forecast. Joining me now is Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Steph, thanks so much for joining me as always. And of course, we're looking for those rain chances. Give us a little update here.
We are going to have some of that this week. It's very good news. But the week's off to a great start. We took the weekend weather. We recycled it from Monday. Pretty nice, if you ask me. But all those puffy white fair weather cumulus clouds are right on par for what we expect this time of the year. In fact, we usually start the month with lows in the upper 60s, highs in the middle 80s. We saw probably even a little bit better than that as we were in the weekend. But 90s are usually not too far away at this point. They're really not far away. I've got some 90s in the 7-day forecast, as a matter of fact. But this is a time where we expect more rainfall. The month of May tends to be a bit more generous. And for those of you who are enjoying this beautiful weather and enjoying the added daylight that comes with it, we're not going to have a sunset before 8 p.m. until August 23rd. Enjoy it, baby. It's looking good. But here in Corpus Christi, this is how things shaped up today. We started off with a cool start, 62 for the morning low temperature, and right on the money, 85 for our high temperature today at the airport. Now, we're going to start seeing these numbers getting a little away from where we typically expect them, and that does include some rainfall. I'll bring you through what we think could be happening in your neighborhood coming up in your full forecast ahead.
Thanks, Steph. We'll look forward to it. Now, for now, a teacher and coach for the Robstown Independent School District is facing charges after being arrested for drunk driving. 24-year-old Christian Alberto Delgado was arrested early Sunday morning. According to police, Delgado was going 95 miles per hour in a construction zone. He was pulled over, and an officer says Delgado showed signs of being drunk. He was taken into custody after a failed sobriety test. Delgado has since been charged with driving while intoxicated.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Strayer in Ingleside, where a community is gathering behind two Cuban pastors who are in the process of getting their green card, but are now detained by ICE.
Lester Perez Sanchez and Ismael Paz Torres came from Cuba seeking asylum in 2021, but were detained March 31st during a routine ICE check in Harlingen. They're now at El Valle Detention Center. The couple operates a tire shop that services city vehicles and are pillars of their church community.
They're the kindest people you'll ever meet. I wish you could see their faces right now, because one look in their face and you would know that they were probably the nicest person you will ever meet in your life.
Community members gathered to show support. Ismarai has her final court hearing on May 6th and Lester's is May 11th.
A former Nueces River Authority employee is now facing felony charges, and we first told you about the irregularities that led to this investigation. Marissa Juarez was indicated on 10 counts of tampering with government records after state investigators found water sampling forms submitted by the NRA in 2024 were fraudulent or improperly signed. The alleged falsified forms covered drinking water systems in multiple South Texas communities. Juarez was arrested Monday. Her bond is set at $30,000. Each felony count carries a maximum penalty of 2 years in prison. Turning now to the ongoing conflict in Iran, 2 U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyers are now helping commercial ships pass through the Strait of Hormuz. That's according to U.S. officials. U.S. Central Command says, quote, American forces are actively assisting efforts to restore transit for commercial shipping, end quote. Iran claimed that it had forced a U.S. warship to turn back from the Strait of Hormuz, saying that it had fired a warning shot and that it was unclear whether the warship had been damaged. But CENTCOM quickly denied that report, that the ship had been hit by missiles.
An elderly Dutch couple and a German national have died after contracting hantavirus. That's the latest theory, at least, after an outbreak appeared on what seems to be a 150-passenger cruise ship going from Argentina to West Africa after many people fell ill and some of them died. The only person who has been tested and has had that hantavirus diagnosis confirmed is now in South Africa receiving treatment. He's in a critical condition, a British national, but 3 others have died, 2 more are ill, and it's likely that this is an outbreak. As to how this happened, it's not yet clear. There are many theories about how this disease could be transmitted. It's normally transmitted through the feces and urine of rodents like rats. When they're inhaled or particles of that are inhaled, that can spread the disease, but it also has a really long incubation period, so it's quite possible the people that contracted the disease got this way before they even ever stepped foot on the cruise ship. But it now means around 150 passengers are anchored off Cape Verde, a Western African nation in the Atlantic, an archipelago of islands, and they have been told that they cannot disembark onto those islands because of the health threat. And so they are now looking to go to some Spanish islands where perhaps their authorities will be better prepared to take what could be a whole ship full of infected people. Now, there's not usually human-to-human transmission, which has got the World Health Organization and epidemiologists scratching their heads about what could be the true cause of this, but every precaution is being taken. People are wearing masks, they're practicing social distancing. It's a bit like the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, but this disease is much deadlier. Around nearly half of cases end up in death when people contract the virus, and it has no vaccination possible. There are no antivirals for it. All that can be done is to help people with the symptoms that they develop once they have contracted it. Ideally, of course, in a hospital, not in a cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic, which is why this is being monitored by the World Health Organization as a very risky situation, and it's why the crew are keen to get to land as soon as possible to get proper health care. As we understand at the moment, it's only 1 person in hospital in that critical condition. The other 2 crew members who appear to have some kind of illness still don't know whether it is this disease, but it looks like it, which is why it's being monitored very carefully, because a ship full of people infected with this disease could end up in a tragedy very fast. So that's why there's this urgency to get to land as soon as possible. Stuart Smith, Scripps News Group, London.
The Supreme Court is stepping into a new battle over abortion pills. What a recent ruling means for access to the medication, coming up next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
The U.S. Supreme Court is once again considering a lawsuit related to abortion access. One of the makers of mifepristone, a drug that's used to conduct abortions, told the U.S. Supreme Court that there would be, quote, chaos for patients if mifepristone is suddenly not available for women who need it for an abortion. Last year, Louisiana sued to block out-of-state doctors from mailing an abortion drug into the state of Louisiana. Louisiana is one of many Republican-led states states that banned abortions after the Supreme Court's 2022 decision, which said there's no constitutional right to an abortion. Providers in states where abortion is still legal would conduct virtual appointments, then mail the drug to patients in Louisiana. Friday, a federal appeals court sided with the state and blocked such prescriptions from being issued without an in-person appointment. And then over the weekend, the drug makers quickly went to the U.S. Supreme Court and asked for a reversal. Danco Laboratories, one of those drug makers, said, but states have no sovereign interest in having other sovereigns' policies match theirs. And a divergence in abortion policy at the state level is a natural result of returning abortion policy to the states. The state of Louisiana said online appointments and prescriptions is a way around its state law, which bans abortions. In its decision last Friday, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, which sided with the state of Louisiana, said Louisiana identifies $92,000 it paid in Medicaid costs from two women who needed emergency care in 2025 from complications caused by out-of-state mifepristone. Such costs will almost certainly continue because nearly 1,000 women monthly, many of whom are on Medicaid, have mifepristone-induced abortions in Louisiana. Abortion medication can continue to be shipped to Louisiana at least till next week, Monday at 5 p.m. That is the deadline for the state to make its case to the U.S. Supreme Court. Ava Joy Burnett, Scripps News Group, Washington.
When it rains, it pours, they say here in Texas. We're going to talk about how last week's rain has benefited us so far and what we're expecting from the forecast with more rain ahead. I'll bring it to you in your full forecast after this break. All right, it's been a beautiful day here. It was a beautiful weekend, so let's take a look at the past couple of hours here across Corpus Christi. You may have noticed a good deal of clouds out there, but it is that the cotton ball kind of clouds, the puffy white cumulus clouds. Those are fair weather cumulus clouds, and that's exactly what we had today. Some beautiful weather. We're at the last bit is where we hit that afternoon high temperature in the middle 80s, 85 right on the nose, and it was a cooler start this morning, so it probably set your week off to a really nice start. I'm here to tell you we have a couple of other nice things coming in our forecast, some of which is going to be some rainfall in between, some wind, some heat. We're bringing all the weather to this week, and it pays off. It does benefit us to at least have some rain. I know not ideal when it happens on a Friday where we have lots of fun happening or other events over the weekend, but if you had plans to take advantage of Buck Days, the earlier part of the week is going to be your friend. Just make sure you're staying hydrated. If you're coming home from work, you're probably team windows down. A gorgeous day out there over SPID. Just noticing a little bit of wind this afternoon. We'll have more of that tomorrow. Windier setup for your Tuesday and Wednesday in a big way. But right now at the airport, south-southeast winds around 20 miles per hour. We're also seeing that in the Bluff at NAS Corpus Christi. Temperatures, though, already on their way back down. We're still warm in Alice at 89 degrees. Hebbronville 84 degrees with more of a southerly flow to keep things warm and dry. Things are definitely going to be heating up. But let's take a closer look in your neighborhood with the Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network. Starting out along the coast, our friends in the Rockport-Fulton area hanging out close to 80 degrees, more so on the lower 80s side, but Augusta Drive coming off at 78, 81 off North Austin Street, and 83 off South Terry Street. We'll take it way inland now toward neighborhoods that are around Lake Corpus Christi. 84 off County Road 370 there, right by the lake, 82 off Sundance Circle and North Sandy Hollow Road, 79 degrees, one of the cooler spots here off County Road 1400 there in western San Patricio County. So humidity is going to be a big thing that you notice heading into Tuesday. As we go through your Tuesday, you'll notice more of that. We tend to see higher percentages during the overnight because our temperatures are cool, so we feel all the water in the air. But tomorrow afternoon, inland neighborhoods, fairly dry, relative humidity around 30-40%. For us closer to the coast, though, check this out. We're going to feel an increase in that humidity, a slight increase in the area you can wear with warmer temperatures makes that feel like a bigger difference. So we'll be talking about heat risk as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday because our friend humidity is going to make its presence very known as we go on into Wednesday, right ahead of our next Yep, you guessed it, deja vu. Our next cold front is coming to the coastal bend. Looks to be sometime on Thursday. So as we move through the middle of the week, that's where we're going to be feeling the heat. A lot of us in this orange category heading into Tuesday, that's moderate heat risk and even some level 3 out of 4 major heat risk shown there in red for the extreme inland neighborhoods. That kind of takes a shift as we go into Wednesday. Still a good deal of us in this orange color, but more of that major heat risk for the southern neighborhoods, southern Jim Wells, Duval, and Claiborne counties included in that. But the rainfall from last week already had a very nice impact that we can appreciate. Small gains here, we'll call it. Our combined capacity holding steady with a small increase at Choke Canyon Reservoir over the week. But look at this gain at Lake Texana. Remember, most of our water is still coming down the Mary Roads pipeline. To see this huge increase at Lake Texana, where most of the rainfall is missed the coastal bend, still benefits us in a big way. And guess what? We've got more to come. Here locally, we'll expect that rain to move in Thursday night, Friday morning, and then it looks like we'll still salvage the weekend before yet another late spring cold front comes to the coastal bend. So we've got a lot to talk about. If you want to have some outdoor plans, again, Buck Days being a big part of that, let's focus it on Tuesday and Wednesday and stay hydrated.
I'm Stephanie Molina in Petronila, and there's a newly constructed drainage pond right here that's going to help with the water flow in the area to avoid the risk of flooding in the community.
1, 2, 3. Hey, good job.
After almost 4 years, a flood mitigation project was finally completed for the Petronila community. An area neighbors and officials say floods easily with even 4 inches of rain.
I've seen it where some of the water goes into neighbors' houses and it floods. You can't drive cars or trucks sometimes.
Tomas Hinojosa has lived in Petronila his whole life, and he's seen the flooding firsthand.
Some people couldn't come in. They would have to stay in town. They wouldn't be able to come in their houses. It's just because you can't access it.
Would that be for days or how?
It would take a few days, sometimes a week, depending, because if it continued raining.
That's why Nueces County Commissioner Precinct 2 Joe A. Gonzalez, or more known as JAG, says that's one of the reasons the county worked on getting a drainage pond.
This pond will catch as much water as it can. Once it's full, the water starts draining out to those pipes you see behind me. And once it drains out, it'll go into the road across. And then we have some pipes in the road we just installed. And those pipes will lead the water into a bigger pond.
Jack says the project will keep water out of homes, and officials say these upgrades are vital for the rural communities like Petronila.
Water knows no boundaries, and just because a storm might start off even in Jim Wells County, the brunt of the hit will always end up here near the Petronila or in the Nueces rural area.
So for community members here, it will be a relief to now have this drainage pond for when those big rainy days come.
It's definitely going to help the community. Actually, less mosquitoes in their yards because there's not going to be as much water on their yard. It's going to be here.
Commissioner Jack says that there will be more projects to help the drainage in this area for the community. In Petronila, I'm Stephanie Molina, Chris 6 News.
Thanks, Steph. Well, it's time for some round ball rock. Let's talk hoops, folks. The first round of the NBA playoffs is officially over, with 8 teams extending their chase for a championship, and some fell to a major upset. Out in the Eastern Conference, number 1 seed Detroit Pistons and Cade Cunningham took on Paolo Banchero and the Magic. Detroit was down 3-1 in the series, but won 3 straight games to advance. They'll take that momentum into the second round, facing the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that also competed in a Game 7 last night. And for you Spurs fans, their series against the Minnesota Timberwolves will kick off tonight at 8:30. Wemby is healthy, and so is Minnesota superstar Anthony Edwards, who was taken off the injury report earlier today. Well, a special group of Vietnam veterans gathered for one last reunion. We'll show you their emotional farewell next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back, folks. Well, a local nonprofit took to the golf course today, swinging clubs for life-saving flights. Halo Flight hosted its 33rd annual Flights of Angels golf tournament. The fundraiser was held at the North Shore Country Club in Portland. A medical helicopter even landed on the course this afternoon. The money raised helps crews continue their vital work in the community.
They would go towards, new technology for our helicopters, anywhere from communications, medical advancements, you name it. I mean, it's...
Well, other than golfing, the event also featured a salsa tasting contest. Spicy. Well, a special group of Vietnam veterans gathered in the Coastal Bend today for an emotional farewell. crew members of the USNS Corpus Christi Bay held their final reunion. The ship served in the Vietnam War. This morning, the veterans held a memorial service on board the USS Lexington. They also toured the Army Depot one last time. For many, saying goodbye to this annual tradition is not easy.
This brings us all together. So not to have it next year, it's bittersweet. We will come together somehow, though.
Well, organizers say this will be the last official gathering for the crew. And of course, we here at Chris 6 thank them for their service. And that's incredible, Stephanie, seeing that right there, those veterans joining together one last time for an official reunion, but I'm sure they will many times here in the future.
Very bittersweet, but I'm glad that, they were able to do it one last time, Hey, we are going to be seeing a revisiting friend here later in the week. Rainfall coming back to the coastal bend. So that's going to take us from 91 on Wednesday with clouds increasing, humidity, some wind, to highs in the 70s, upper 70s, but still 70s no less. I'm expecting rainfall to be most probable on Thursday night. So we'll hope to get some more next week. It's a couple days out. I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic, but if anything else, get those Buck Days plans taken care of earlier in the week.
Well, we'll keep our eyes on that. And that's going to do it for us here on Chris 6 News at 5. Join us again at 6 for more news from your neighborhood.
Bye.